So there are a lot of areas to live in Knoxville. So how do you know which neighborhood is going to be the best for you and your family? Well, today I'm going to help you out by telling you how to choose the best neighborhood in Knoxville for you. So let's get started. Hello and welcome back to All Things Tennessee with me, Ben Barreto, your local real estate pro and relocation expert for East Tennessee. Today, I'm going to help you choose the best neighborhood in Knoxville. Why is it important to think about neighborhoods that you're going to live in and not just the house that you're going to live in? Well, I'm sure you already know the answer to that, but just in case you haven't thought about it before, it's pretty simple. We all have a certain lifestyle, and whether your life revolves around your family or your hobbies or the community you live in or the neighborhood you live in will either support that lifestyle or it won't. And you're not going to live in that house very long if it doesn't. So the goal when thinking about where you want to live should be to find a community that will benefit you and your lifestyle as much as possible. So we're going to break it down a bit more. So by the end of this video, you know what questions to ask and maybe some areas to focus on if you take my references in the video and use them as tools to help you pinpoint the best areas in Knoxville to live, or at least know what questions to ask a real estate agent, hopefully me, to help you find the best neighborhood for you. So again, I'm going to break this down into 4 parts. We're going to discuss lifestyle, personal needs, budget, and finally community. Now, when I say lifestyle, I'm talking about how you live your life on a day-to-day basis. Are you a person that likes the outdoors? Do you have a big family? If that's the case, and you do, for example, say you like the outdoors, you may want to consider living in a part of Knoxville that's close to parks, hiking trails, lakes, or whatever it is that will make it easier for you to walk out the front door and enjoy your best life. Though I'll be honest, you can live just about anywhere almost in Knox County and get somewhere in less than 30 minutes. If you're an outdoor person, you might want to consider someplace like South Knoxville across the river from downtown, where you have Iams Nature Center right in your backyard, practically, and you're closer to the Smoky Mountains than in any other part of Knox County, since there's just Seymour, Sevier County, and then the Smoky Mountains right there. Maybe you want to be close to campus because you're a professor, or you want to be involved in urban activities, or you like the downtown scene. South Knox is still a good option, but so is Fountain City or Park Ridge or Edgewood, just east of downtown. If you're a water person and you like kayaking or fishing or boating, or all three, you may want to consider living in Sequoia Hills, one of Knoxville's oldest communities that borders the northern side of the Tennessee River, and it's still very close to downtown. Or maybe Hardin Valley, which is further west but has Melton Lake that borders its northern boundary. Consider your lifestyle and then look at the map or contact a local professional to find out what areas would make living your best life easier. Personal needs is the next category, and when I say personal needs, I'm talking about going beyond hobbies and thinking about things you gotta have, like non-negotiable things. If you have kids, you need schools. Maybe your commute to work. If you have health challenges, you need to be close to health care. Other things along those lines. So I guess let's talk about schools. If you have kids, for example, and they're in elementary school, you may want to consider West Knoxville's Bluegrass, Concord, Cedar Bluff communities, where you'll find some of the best performing elementary schools in the state. But maybe you want great schools, but you don't want to live in the suburbs, and you want a more rural community that is a world unto itself, and you don't want to ever step foot in the Knoxville or urban scene. Well, maybe you'll consider Hall's Crossroads or Coreyton, where you'll find open fields, foothills, landscapes, small stores, tight-knit communities, while still helping your kids access top-notch education. If you're a person that has health issues and you need to be close to specialty doctors or just close to a hospital in case of an emergency, you may want to look into Powell and Halls, 2 towns in North Knox County divided by the I-75 and North Knoxville's Medical Center right there. Again, you can check out West Knoxville and Farragut and Hardin Valley, all sit within 5-10 minutes drive of several hospitals and a gaggle of private practices. Obviously, where you work is going to be a huge consideration about where you live, unless you like long commutes, and some people do. Now, the main thing to consider when it comes to commuting in Knoxville is to make sure that you pick a location that gives you access to the interstate, but also has backup options in case of heavy traffic or a quicker commute. Study the map of an area and make sure you have more than one avenue to get from your house to your job and back to your family. If you're anything like me and you hate traffic and long drives, you're going to want to avoid living in communities that are anywhere near Alcoa Highway, since options for back roads are minimal and most of them make the drive longer. And Alcoa Highway seems to be that one stretch of highway in Knoxville that is eternally under construction. Budget is another thing that will totally impact where you can buy a home or rent. If you want acreage in a new home and have a budget of a few $1,000s and you want a new home and 4 bedrooms and all of that, you'll be hard pressed to find land in some areas within the city and even the county limits of Knoxville. And you may have no choice but to go more rural in neighboring counties of Knox County. Maybe you have a small budget but need a 4-bedroom house with 2,000 square feet for your big family. Then you're not going to have much luck finding houses in some areas like West Knoxville, where the average 3-bedroom, 2-bath house is right now, according to statistics, $700,000. Obviously, you can find homes cheaper than that in those areas, but that's the average. Now, if you have a larger budget, you can look in Hardin Valley and Farragut. But if you have a more modest budget, consider places like Straw Plains, Mascot, or High School, or Carnes, where you'll find newer homes in them, but you'll also find great homes that may be a bit older but well cared for, and most importantly within your budget. Before getting to the community aspect, I'd love for you to check out last week's video where I talk about the market stats for the month of June 2024. You can check that out by clicking right here. Additionally, while you're here, please make sure to like and subscribe. It's easy, and again, as I always say, if you're in need of a real estate agent, no matter where you are in the country, I can help you out. Give me a shout. I'd love to talk to you and learn a little bit more about how I can make things happen for you. And again, like and subscribe. It's super easy. Community is the last topic for this one, and I want you to think about needs or wants that are closer to home, things that you need out of a community. For example, you may want to live in a gated community for security. Then you might want to consider Hall's Crossroads near Emory Road, where you'll find Harbor Cove, a gated community, or a bunch of gated communities around Lenoir City, Loudon, West Knoxville. Again, if you want pools, clubhouses, and things like that, then you're going to want to look in subdivisions with HOAs, but you're going to have to be expected to pay a monthly, quarterly, or annual HOA fee. Maybe you want sidewalks or access to greenways, or you don't want any of the restrictions on the way you live, but you still want to be in a subdivision because it's an established neighborhood, you have a close-knit community. Maybe you want to have the option to go to different bars or restaurants because you're young and single and you still want to mingle. I did not mean to do that. Or maybe you're a retiree and you want to be around other retirees. I can go on, but I think you get the point. When you consider community, just think lifestyle, but with your family, friends, and neighbors involved. Or maybe the word community makes you want to run away, and community is that kind of community is what you want to stay away from. Either way, it's something to consider when you're thinking about where you want to live to help you find the perfect home and community to live in. I hope that last part made sense, but that's it for today's video. I hope you appreciate it. As always, if you need anything, hit me up. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.